If everybody had a nose across the USA, then everybody be served like California. You see them wearing their baggies, royalty sellers too. A bushy blonde hair, serving USA.
What's up? Welcome.
How many people in the audience were around when Pepsi did the Pepsi wave?
We're waxing down our skirts. We can't wait for June. We'll all be going.
While we're waiting for everyone to make their way into the room here for Noun O'Clock Live at the Noun Square, please retweet the room to help us get the word out. You can just help us do that by hitting the little bubble at the bottom right. It might be purple, it might be white. You can just hit the retweet button when you click that, and it'll help us all get the word out. Plus, you'll enter yourself into a draw. We do one every single day here on the show for 0.069 ETH for the culture. And all you got to do is retweet the room. Real easy. What do you think, Pizza Toshi? Worth it?
Worth it. I'm out DMing people that we are live in the space now.
Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy!
I'm writing letters. I'm emailing this exact Twitter space link out to everybody I know.
Say what now? You email and what else? I've just been tweeting.
Share your pigeon.
All right. We've got 4 minutes and 11 seconds left on the NounsDAO auction of the day for this wave, the surfing wave of a noun, noun 491.
We might break 50.
That's a good sign. Does that mean the bear market of nouns is over?
You know, so I was talking to someone the other day, and they said that they think there's a correlation when they switch to, if you look at when we hit the year mark and when the threshold became 2, the price kind of halved.
Interesting. So you think because 159 failed, that helped the price?
I don't know. I don't think that. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Because that would say it's the same thing. Like, if we were at that 100 price for a long time, between there and like 80, and the new amount is you have to have 2, would people just have that? I don't know. I mean, we'd probably have to ask the people that are buying them. For Juan and I, it was just, we just want it in.
Yeah. Same with Ugly DAO. We were just like, boy, we sure do want a noun.
That's right.
But that was our investment thesis. Yeah.
As long as
we have analyzed all of the possible things that we could be looking at here, and yes, we would really like to buy this ugly noun.
Yeah, exactly.
50.7.
By the way, Sam, I like that I can hear you clicking and also see your emojis flying on 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So it's called real time. Is this what the kids call live streaming? Are we doing live streaming?
We'll do it live.
Button mashing, emojis. You're able to do that on NounsO'Clock.app. Sorry, if you haven't done that yet. You can even add your own emojis.
And you can chat too. Watch. I'll say GM. See? I just did it. You see? Did you guys see?
I see.
That works by the internet.
Thank you for showing us that.
Wait, isn't it the interwebs?
Oh, sorry. Yes, the interwebs. I'm not up to date on my terminology. So here's what we're here to do.
Because
We're here
you're
to
old,
watch the
Cody.
end of this auction together. This auction that's sitting at 50.7 ETH at the moment from a new bidder that I haven't seen before, 0x0.ETH. So maybe a new entrant to the DAO. Certainly he has no nouns in this wallet.
This is
Yeah,
exciting.
I always love to see new people being like, hey, I'm coming in. So there's actually two people that are new that I don't recognize going back and forth. Is one of these the one you were talking about yesterday, Sam, the Spicy Mark wallet, or no?
No, that was a different one.
All right.
I'll share that one in the chat.
But yeah, we definitely have two different two different new characters here bidding up this noun. So they like it. They like the clean wave. In 2 minutes and 38 seconds, barring another bid, we are going to go and we're going to play a game called fomonouns. And you can play with us by going to fomonouns.wtf. And by the way, even if you're joining us on Twitter Spaces on mobile, which most of you probably are, and if you're not at a computer, you can just go into your browser on your phone and still play along with us. I do it all the time when I'm out and about, and it works perfectly well. So you can play with us whether you're out or home, fomonouns.wtf. And how does that work? Sam, you want to tell us how that works?
Yeah, once they go to the website, they'll see a picture of the noun that could be minted at that moment. And if they like it, they need to mash that thumb up button at least once, because that's all that'll work. And then you mash that thumbs down if you want to kill it and go, it doesn't deserve to live on chain. Oh man, there's a bubble gum. We've been waiting for
really
one of these.
harsh.
Yeah, you got to be harsh.
Nice
Do not look at fomonouns before fomonouns. These are simple rules.
Right.
You'll feel
Every time.
Never do it.
But you know what's great?
It's
You
never
don't
worth
need
it.
to connect your wallet or anything. So like Tody said, if you're on your phone, just, open up a little browser. If you got Safari or Brave or Chrome or, I don't know, Netscape Navigator.
Opera.
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, that's a good app.
Anyone using Ask Jeeves?
I don't think Ask Jeeves ever had their own browser.
Yeah.
If they did, I missed the boat on that one.
And then
you can ask
go there.
and
You
see.
have pets.com. But go to fomonouns.wtf and play along. It's really fun.
If you are playing along on fomonouns.wtf using your browser from stamps.com, you will still be able to play along even if you don't connect your wallet.
But we've got 46 seconds before
here we go.
And I certainly don't see any more bids. One small caveat is that recently we haven't really been able to choose the noun that we want on fomonouns, but you can come and try to help us anyway. What we've been doing is just voting down the ones we don't like and voting up the ones we do like and hoping for the best, because there's been a bot that's been messing with us. So let's go try to fight the bot together.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, there's a new bid that just came in.
All right. Is it going to make it?
Will it make it?
The 54.7.
Oh, yeah.
It should make it. It should make it.
Yay, we did it. Timer reset.
Nice.
FOMO reset.
What a great sound.
That person was feeling FOMO, and he was luckily, or he or she was able to get their bid in just in time. So this is kind of fun, actually. It's been a while since we've watched like a really contentious auction happening in live time. So normally we wait until after.
And a lot of you were not happy with this wave, and I just want to say I thought it was a good wave. And
I thought it was a great wave. It's way better than that psychological experiment that happened in Germany.
Sorry.
Crickets.
That was a big,
that one might need some clarity.
Oh no, you guys can just look it up. It's great. There's been some documentaries, some specials and stuff. But I'll give you a little bit of clarity. It was talking about how easy it is to brainwash people.
Yeah.
Oh, the third way.
that is in there.
Yeah,
that is in there. But
that's the only thing I know it from is.
Yeah, there was the
movie.
Was a school teacher that brought it up, and his students were like, "There's no way that people could have just followed along and become Nazis." And he's like, "Well, why don't you think that?" So he ran an experiment with his school class, and on a small town, let's just say it ended with everyone going to find out who the leader of this basically cult was. And he had a projector of Hitler on the screen. Everyone felt really bad afterwards. And they were like, what have we done? because they were like beating up people, and it was terrible, man.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's another famous experiment too called the Milgram experiment that I'm sure most of you have heard about if you did any sort of psychology in school. But that one's a very similar one where people were convinced to electrocute people. What they thought was electrocution. It started at shocks, and then as the authorities told them to continue to go up and up and up in the shocks, eventually electrocuting and killing the patients, many people actually continued to do it. So it's a little bit, it's not so fun looking in the mirror of human psychology sometimes.
No, but it's my favorite type of barbecue.
Jesus Christ.
TGF Friday,
That's a different
y'all.
flavor. That's a different flavor.
Wow, this has
RFG.
gone in a really interesting direction.
Yeah,
How did we get here?
I mean, of all the directions that it could have gone when Sam started the sentence with, like that time in Germany,
Like
I
that
think it went better
in Germany.
It went better than it could have gone. That's just
Germany is a great place.
It just went all the way there, and all I kept thinking was just about this wave, that it was just wearing a monocle, a green monocle.
But you know, the best wave was the Pepsi wave. Bo Jackson did it.
Well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that flamingo! It's a beautiful flamingo.
But by the way, I didn't even realize when we minted this yesterday that the shirt,
that's a good flamingo.
That the shirt had an accessory, and I had to turn up the brightness on my computer to even see it.
Wow.
The little sparky guy.
It's got a little lightning bolt.
Wow.
Little lightning bolt. Put it in the wash. Put his favorite shirt in the wash one too many times.
You think
It needs to be bleached.
Accessory.
Does it need to be bleached, or did it get bleached one too many times?
It needs to be bleached.
Maybe.
It needs to be bleached.
I mean, it might have been an orange shirt originally and just went through the wash.
Looks dirty.
Bleach. But Zero.
New bid.
0x0 really likes this one. Like, this is going to be one of the most expensive nouns we've had in a while because of this bidding.
Bring it back. Bring it
Yeah,
back.
they put more ace into the wallet for that bid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did somebody say you could upload emojis to the 9 o'clock app now?
I don't know if anyone said that. You can select which ones you use. Like originally, remember there was only like 5 you could choose, and now you can choose from like any emoji if you click the
you hit that little emoji face.
Ah, that's what you meant. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Like, see, I just added a pumpkin, so we can do a pumpkin.
You gotta add a little monkey.
Ooh. So 4 minutes and 21 seconds. What I was going to say before we got down the rabbit hole of talking about third waves is that normally we talk to our guest now after FOMO, but I think maybe we should chat a little bit with her now because we have lots of time, and it seems like these two may go back and forth a few more times. So why don't we be efficient and introduce our guest? Our guest, Britt Kim, is here with us to talk about a Nounish art project, a generative Nounish art project that she's been working on.
Right off the bat, which is When Mint.
When Mint. Britt, are you there?
You know what? I'm here, and I'm a male.
You are a male. Sorry about that. I should not have made it. This is the surprise for the show. Sorry about that, Britt.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, tell us about your project. I just pinned it above.
Yeah, so this I guess I originally had a design before. If you kind of go back in my tweet history, you'll see it. And it was just sort of this like bipolar kind of design. I don't know. Maybe if you see people with the earrings that are gauged, like those thick earrings, it kind of makes that horseshoe loop with the 2 balls on the end.
I pinned it above there so people can see again.
Okay, yeah. There you go. So that's the original design that I had, and I just basically tried to think of as many possibilities with that particular shape. So, maybe one ball is larger than the other at the end. Maybe the sort of connecting line is bent. Maybe it's straight. And just, that I think that's kind of the process that a generative artist kind of goes through. It's just trying to think of all the permutations possible given the sort of basic shape or primitive that you have.
My favorite one is the second one there, which has like the teal to orange gradient. And I love how it looks like a visualization of some data, and yet there's no data. It's just like, well, there is data, but it's not specific data, It looks like it's supposed to represent something, and yet it doesn't really, which is kind of cool.
Which one is that? I'm trying to...
the tier, like with the bulb and like all the different lines.
I see that. Yeah.
Some kind of relationships of things, but it's obviously not. It's kind of like randomly generated, right? But
right, yeah, it's all random. Even though I kind of put the algorithm together, some of the output still surprised me. And what else is there to say about this? Anyway, I just made that. I actually made this during a live generative art session at an NFT gallery.
Oh wow!
I was just there live coding. It was really fun, really cool, and I just kind of put it to the side and started moving on. But then, I heard 4156 talk about the Discord being closed. I am in the Discord and was just kind of wondering, okay, what's going to happen? I listened to the Twitter space that he did, and it just everything clicked. And I got really excited, and I knew I wanted to do something just to kind of capture that moment. And since this was the last piece that I did, that was already in my mind, and it just hit me like, oh my goodness, these are like glasses. And all I need to do is slightly modify the shape, and let's just see what comes out. And little did I know, like, they look excellent. And it's funny, you kind of said something. You said, like, there's data, but maybe there's nothing there. Yeah. Well, I have a sort of similar thing to say, and it's like, there's shapes there, but there's maybe no personality there. But the moment you put glasses on there, it's like suddenly you see like little things looking out at you. They're like looking back at you.
One thing humans are really great at is seeing faces everywhere. So
yeah. So there was a person, Krell was one of the earlier people to like it, and he set his profile picture as one of the little loopy glasses guys that came out of the generative art. And I forget the tweet, but he was like, look at this little guy. And that's like exactly how I was seeing them. They're like all little individual characters just kind of floating around in this nounish, universe.
Yeah, I love that. And no one's done anything really like that. The closest I can think of, which was not generative, was some of the stuff that Matt Downey has done with using the noggles as a design piece or as a pattern. But again, not generative. So very, very unique.
30 seconds.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see if we can make it through this time without another bid. 0x0, is he throwing in the towel? He only had 1.27 ETH left in his wallet, so I don't think enough for another bid. Unless he had time to power up.
Oh, look at this coffee cup.
Looking less likely. With 8 seconds left, it's looking like we have a new member of the DAO with 34F7.
Wow.
Nice. Welcome,
34F7. Monocle wave.
Let's go play FOMO.
Why is it trying to settle already?
Looks like we're getting botted. Again.
Yep, we're getting botted.
FOMO time. It's over. FOMO time.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can vote against the bad ones as quickly as we can, and try to keep them from settling us on a bad one.
Already.
This is a good one. This is actually kind of nice. I just hit no on instinct.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem with doing that. Is like it makes us just vote no on everything.
That was a good one.
I love the 1 over N.
Oh, wait, did we get it? We got it.
Oh, we got it.
Nice.
All right. We saved it.
I'm okay with
Yay.
Yeah, thanks, Bot. You helped us,
Thanks,
actually.
Bot. That was a good one.
Yeah, we hope you keep botting us forever.
Absolutely.
Bots can't understand sarcasm, Tony. Don't play with fire.
Bots can't, but honks can.
That's fair.
That's true. Geez, the pencil made a big bid today.
I like it.
I guess so.
Wow.
I bet you I'll win it with the way things have been going.
You just might. Not gonna happen.
You don't have a snowman's chance in hell of that.
That's
happens.
right. Hey, I never told it no.
Well, that was a very quick FOMO. Remember when FOMO used to be 30 minutes a day? I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers when it was an hour at one time.
Yeah.
I do quite miss it, and I hope NG and crew can fix it soon, because I get it. It was a lesson. This is what Honk said in his tweet, that basically
Someone's teaching us.
Yeah, it's a lesson in symbol resistance, which everybody knew and no one needed to learn. With something like FOMO, which doesn't.
Yeah, it's like, okay, thank you, we get it. Lovely lesson.
Yeah, can we just say we'd like to formally say that we have learned our lesson?
Yeah,
We'd like you to fix it now.
Yeah, we'll never use something we didn't design without symbol resistance ever again.
Yeah. Ever again.
It's funny. They show the flaw.
You're a genius for showing us the flaw, and we appreciate
us the flaw, but they don't give us the how do we fix it.
That's right. Like, isn't the whole point of this white hat thing supposed to be you fix a problem then, and then you show,
find a problem, fix a problem, give them some meat.
When does that?
Why are we apologizing?
Well, we're apologizing. I think my sarcasm was pretty dripping there, was it not? Ryan Matt confirmed to be a bot, Robot Fish Girl.
It's like the bottom side of that snowman.
And anyway, alas, I do like this snowman. He kind of looks like a snowman, like right up against a sheet of ice, where some people have been skating and they've skated one over end into the ice. That's what I'm seeing, which is pretty talented.
This is like a very big story.
This is our second snowman. It's the 21st square black glasses. It's the third one in accessory, the 14th cold body, and
square black glasses are really underrated in my opinion.
Yeah.
After the standard red, they're my faves, I think.
They look phenomenal on the snowman. I mean, it's really nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
My favorite thing is that they look like almost exactly like they look like the Unicode ones, just like brought to life.
Yeah. Yep. But my second favorite is the red pupils.
Yeah. Those ones, interestingly enough, those seem to. I wonder if we can go on nouns, pronouns, and see how those ones fare over time. I have a feeling, anecdotally, that those nouns go for less. People tend to think they're too scary or ugly.
Oh, the red ones?
Yeah, I think they do devalue the noun, but I'm not sure. I like them personally, but I think people are scared of them. Maybe?
I would love to know if or what Britt's favorite colors are.
Nice segue up, Tushy.
I'm curious. I love the art.
Yeah, I always like to think that my favorite color palette hasn't been seen yet, right? Because the possibility space is just so much larger than what I can experience. There's like that consideration, but also when I look at generative art, individual pieces kind of only make sense to me within the context of the surrounding pieces. So some of them. I wish I had more examples to show, but some of them, the outputs might only have a few of the glasses on the screen, and it looks very boring, and the colors just really aren't that vibrant. But if that follows after 10 really busy pieces that are just bombarding your vision, suddenly you land on that boring one, and it's refreshing, and you're just what a relaxing. And in that moment, that might be your favorite. And so anyway, it's a weird sort of artsy way of dodging that question, but that's.
I love your answer though, because I did a lesson in class on generative art, and I had them playing around with QQL, and that was one of the theories. Was hey, maybe this very simple one with just one circle stands out from all these other ones that are very busy. And so I can definitely understand that perspective, that thing that stands out that normally looks boring, looks special.
Prof, can you explain what QQL is?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. QQL is generative art. And this is what, I'm sorry, your project reminds me of that in the best possible way. And it is generative art by Tyler Hobbs and Dandelion Wist. And it's a fairly new project.
Tyler Hobbs, creator of the Fidenza, right?
Yes. Fidenza. So, and you can actually create your own using the different inputs that are already in there. So I had the students doing that, and it was a lot of fun to kind of play around with some generative art. But I love this with the noggles, just like it's perfect. It's such a perfect combination of the the method and or I guess the art in the method. So I think it looks amazing.
Yeah, so I really wish like I hadn't known about nouns, or I wish I could look at this without knowing about nouns to see just what it looks like, because I do think that the pattern of the fill inside of the square with the two colors dividing the square down the middle is really interesting when you start kind of overlaying them or putting them next to each other. But like I said earlier, now when I look at them, all I see is a bunch of cute little nouns looking back at me.
Oh, to see through the eyes of a child.
Yeah.
If
so
only
it's
we
like
could see our art from non-nounish perspectives.
That's right. But it's kind of cool. Like when, nounish art, has this thing I'm realizing. What is I don't know. It's that quote, but it's like when you stare at nounish art, the nounish art stares into you or something like that.
Love that. Very sophisticated.
Yeah, it's deep, right?
Are you looking at nounish art or vice versa?
Exactly.
Why not both, Dutchev?
Where are you going to be able to just display your art? Like, it's incredible. Are you going to be at Art Basel in December? Like, how do we get this out there?
Or as Sam said, when mint.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Get a hold of some of these?
I mean, I hate to place the burden on everyone else, but send me some ideas. Let's see if enough people care. And worst case, like I just will probably set up a cool website, almost like the QQL before the mint, or I guess even now you can just go through and generate your own.
Ooh,
yeah, and like
that sounds great, man.
I have an idea,
that
Britt.
is the most nounish thing because then it's like you're a fellow partaker and creator in this.
If we could take it to the next level, Britt, I have an idea. If you can set up a site like that, why don't we run a contest with you at that point where people can come and make their own nounish generative art using that and just see what comes out of it?
Contest?
That would be amazing. Let's do
it.
All right, we will talk more about that.
This idea. And I would have loved to have used this for my lesson. I would have loved to have used a nounish QQL instead.
Next time you can.
Britt, this is where we mandatorily you to onboard into our Discord. So make sure you go to our links in our profile so you can join us there. But really, all jokes aside, we are all in there and sort of talking and going over ideas like this all the time. I was also going to suggest that you almost introduce yourself on Discourse and just make a post with and I would attach all of your Noggle art and just say, hey, I have these things, what should we do? And I think that that's definitely a forum where people would want to give you ideas or maybe incorporate that on the next time they do a big poster activation or something. It's really, really cool art. And
that's so cool. Yeah, I will join and I'll make a post. That's so exciting. I'm glad everyone's so, receptive to what this is. And, I'm pretty excited.
And in the meantime, too, if you have time to make a couple of these that are the right dimensions for a Twitter header, I would be very grateful. I would love to make my Twitter header.
Yeah. I've got kind of a queue of a few people that I promised some renders a few days ago. So while I'm going through that, I can definitely do some and get some higher resolution as well.
Super cool. One of my favorite things about this show is how we can just kind of see something like this floating around the feed and reach out and be like, hey, do you want to come on 9 o'clock and talk about it? And, Britt was like, yeah, 100%. And so now we all get to hear about it, which is great.
Yeah, this stuff is so, so good.
Yeah, it's classy. I would put this up. It brings in this whole other element and vibe and kind of a view and take on the Noggles that I don't feel like I've seen before. And it's just really, really interesting and way cool that it's this generated art. I'm sorry. The whole aspect of it being digital as well.
The light blue one, the light blue one there, it would look so good as a shirt. Like imagine a t-shirt with the like the Noggle polka dots.
That would be really cool. Yeah. What I like is that, like I try to really like push the glasses and the lens. And what's funny is like, no matter how hard I try to distort them, like it's still, nouns. Like it's still identifiable. And that's what I found so interesting was like, at first my concern was like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to start twisting, the noggles, and pretty soon they're just going to be incomprehensible. But luckily that just never happened.
I totally agree. There's something just so interesting about the power of that symbol. Even when we've seen like at some conferences or things like that, where there's like a mural of just tons of stickers or signatures, and like somehow big or small, like the noggles just kind of stand out. I mean, maybe it's like self-selecting in my brain, but I don't think it's that. I think it actually does have like this just instant iconic feel.
I also think it's interesting because people do often reference it as the Nike swoosh, but it's not like you see people from all over the world doing like different interpretations of the Nike swoosh, right? Like, or trying to make it different, or
because they can't, they'll get sued. That's literally the difference.
Yeah, they'll get sued into oblivion.
Exactly, but even like in graffiti or like parody art or anything, like no one's ever sort of like remixing that swoosh, right? But
hey, what about the people who make those fake Nikes for Walmart with the backwards kind of semi swoosh? Does that count?
That
the semi-solid semi-swoosh.
One different iteration. The mock-ups, the fakes, the fake Nikes, the Mikeys. But the noggles can like be formed into like anything. It's crazy. And I don't know, it's just such a basic shape too, like the square. And so, I'm sorry if I'm like ranting about the noggles. This is crazy. But I really feel like your art has like brought up this whole different conversation that can be had about how one could like use them or interpret them within art and things.
I kind of like the idea of like knockoff noggles though. Like someone should do a collection of art and they have like the noggles, but they're like not square. Maybe they're like, I don't know, octagonal or something. And they're like knockoff.
Like round the corners.
Slightly rectangular.
Just round the corners.
Rounded corners, yeah, because they didn't want to pay for the extra milling. So
yeah. We just don't want anyone to accidentally poke their cheeks when they put these on their face.
Yeah, that's right. When knockoff nouns. That's
with rounded corners, they're able to save 4% in manufacturing. So
I mean, technically, if you look at the Nouns Vision noggles, they have a slight angle by the nose.
Ah, okay. Well, I feel like that was probably a design choice and not a cost.
Yeah, it would have been.
I mean, actually, no, I do want to adjust it, and that's right. It's just like what you're seeing is like seriously 5-minute addition to the previous algorithm, and I was just too excited, and it all came out. But yeah, I think if I do set up that site, I will adjust so that the sort of what is that? It's not the rim. It's the nose portion, kind of.
The bridge.
Yeah, the bridge sits where you would expect it to sit.
Just don't make that part too wide because that's a bridge too far, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh boy,
a bridge too far.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, it was a good one.
I'm just gonna let it marinate. That's all. I was fine.
Marinade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, we're looking forward to seeing what you're gonna do with this, Britt, and definitely get in touch with us, and hopefully we can do some kind of a collab on a contest. I think that'd be super dope. Speaking of collabing on contests, I love how we just kind of jumped on Meshup's contest and we're like, hey, by the way, yoink, we're gonna help you with this.
By the way, we're collaborating. Well, I didn't know that. We hadn't have this conversation. No, we're doing it.
The Noun Square collaborating by force. No, I saw Meshup's tweet and Meshup's art. If you don't know, it is incredible. You got to go follow him. And he does these Nounish coloring books. And so he had a contest for people to color in or do painted versions of some of his Halloween coloring sheets. And so we just retweeted it from the Noun Square, and we're like, oh yeah, and also 5 bonus prizes. Have fun. So he shows up in our Discord. He's like, can I speak to a manager, please?
That's great.
But to that point, we should probably, we'll find that, we'll pin it, because I believe it is still open, and there's some good prizes there as well that you can win.
I'm pinning it right now for you guys.
What's that?
I'm pinning it right now.
Okay, cool. There's actually some cool entries too. I'm going to pin one of the entries that I just saw.
It's so cool. I printed it, like the 3 of them out, and like tried to like color them in and stuff too. I'm like, oh, this is why you need an iPad. Like I understand now. I feel like
I did the same thing, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm really bad at art. Why did I do this?
his like artwork is like really intense, and you realize it as you start coloring it in. You're like, oh my god, there's like 1,000 small things happening, and you can really go crazy.
You remember when he used to do the live streams in the Discord? We talked about this when he was on our show. We really got to get him to do some of those in our Discord going forward, because they're so much fun. And just to watch him work, he's like talking, having a full-on conversation while he's drawing these things in like freehand and perfect symmetry. Like, it's nuts. The guy's super talented.
Yeah, he's amazing.
This has been our daily Mashup Lovin' here on 9 o'clock live at the Noun Square.
No.
And speaking of contests, we also have the Halloween costume contest still running.
Yes, please talk to us about that. How have the entries been so far? What do you want to see more of, less of? When's the deadline? So many questions.
The deadline is Monday night, so like Halloween night.
Spooky.
Spooky.
And so that gives everyone enough time to like get in your costumes, go out, take pictures. I'm anticipating this to work similar to Prop House, where we're not getting a ton of entries yet, but when we do, they're going to flood in at the end. Especially because it ends on the day that you're supposed to dress up. So
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to wear Halloween costumes on Halloween. I know, crazy idea.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see all the different submissions that we get. We did get one in today that looks really good, and then we're still getting. We got a great carved pumpkin with noggles in it, but that contest is over.
Did we announce the winners of that? I might have missed that. Joshua?
That's a good question. I got to double check on that.
Joshua's going to double check on his contests. Contest Toshi. While we're talking about contests.
Toshi putting someone on blast live on 9 o'clock.
I mean, just asking a simple question. Contest Toshi, why don't we do a retweet picker? And then I actually want to retweet pick your brain a little bit about your prop that just went live.
Awesome. Sounds good. I do have a winner here. They are still in the audience. Drevon. You got the Rocco PFP. Love that. Maybe
Congratulations.
Maybe that's Rocco in disguise. His brother Drevon.
Rocco and Drevon. I used to love
Congratulations, that. Drevon. You won 0.069 ETH for hanging out here with us and just simply retweeting the room. So again, thank you for everybody for hanging out here. We do appreciate your time. And hopefully we, get to introduce you to awesome new guests, just like Britt today.
Absolutely. So Toshi, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you've been up to? I saw this prop go live. Prop 166, Nouns OTG, times Stupid Buddy, times Rose Parade. What's going on here?
Just a big old collaboration. I was trying to get like a fun threaded tweet out that I could post here, but I'll have that later on. This is my second prop I've put on chain. I'm so excited. Thank you also, Toady, for helping me, get that on chain. You do need 2 nouns to post a proposal on chain right now with NounsDAO. I have my single delegation. So luckily Toady came in and, I believe saw the value in this prop and thought it was a no-brainer to kind of put it up. But in short, proposal 166 is kind of like a proposal combination. I have proposal 110 with nouns on the ground, and Stupid Buddy has been implementing their Proposal 73, which includes a documentary called Nouns Around Town, which is hilarious that Nouns on the Ground is now working with Nouns Around Town. We've just all lost it here finally. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's incredible. And through this collaboration, while they're shooting the documentary, they've also been building out these 6 nounish walkarounds. And so on the proposal, you can see a photo of them standing there. These guys are the people and masterminds behind all of the costumes for The Masked Singer. So, you know, it's just the highest quality ever. They look so cool. And in addition to that, as if that weren't already enough, they're doing a massive parade float for the Rose Parade event that happens just after New Year's. It's a huge event in Southern California. If you aren't aware, the parade basically opens up and leads down and closes as the Rose Bowl football game opens. And so it's a big, huge, massive event. It's televised nationwide to 37 million people, and 1 million people are actually in attendance there on the ground. And so knowing that they were going to do this event, I have been sort of talking to them, and we were trying to sort of brainstorm ways that we could extra nounify it, like really bolster our ability to make this like a massive sort of nouns spreader event, right? Like we have in the proposal, you'll see like 7,000 of Big Shot Toy Works lo-fi paper noggles. If you don't know about those, he's been posting them in Discourse, and he often posts them on Discord, in the Nouns Discord, but he's manufactured these awesome paper noggles. And so we hope to get those out like on people's faces at the parade. We'll have people that are there as brand ambassadors and like fully wardrobed all the way down from head to toe and nounish fun things, and like be full of energy and excitement as we walk next to the parade. We're going to have a special guest performance on the parade float. DJ Richard, intern, and like his crew, they just performed at NFT NYC. They actually it's so much fun. They actually have the chart bars noun like glowing head. So not quite sure what that's going to look like during the daytime, but I'm sure we're going to figure something out. But it is just freaking cool nonetheless. Like I really, for OTG, I've been doing a lot of focus on event attendance, getting interviews, being like trying to be relatable and providing media content that sort of takes people inside the event if they weren't able to make it, meet the people that are there. And I also try to implement like meeting random people in the street and trying to talk to noun or about nouns with absolutely random people. Sometimes we don't even talk about NFTs. We just talk about people, places, and things, right? So that's where my main focus has been. But I feel like through this event, we're really going to have an opportunity to show that OTG can really be so much more than just event attendance. We really can create those experiences. And that's going to involve multiple people within the community, you know, a production that involves like other people who are involved with different proposals too, right? Like we have Victor Solomon coming through doing the limited edition mini footballs. We have like PAs coming in that are like proven builders in the ecosystem. So it's going to be about showing people that we can combine all of these little nounish builders and in communities and what can really be accomplished when we come together, and sort of add just this piece alone. I feel like adding to the float and to that event is going to be enough, I think, to like make the national television coverage worthwhile, right? And like thinking about small little things of like a little mini football that could sit in a kid's bedroom, you know, for years, that ends up having the little noggles on it, and like a little Stupid Buddy and Rose Parade thing, and that there's only like one of 250, right? So I'm all about like those little takeaways being in someone's home. Because maybe a year from now, someone sees that on the kid's dresser and talks about it, or they throw it around at a Thanksgiving 2 years from now or something, and someone grabs it and they know the noggles from something, right? So we'll never know.
It's also a really good way of nouns pilling dogs, the dogs of America, who will steal those from their owners and become nounish, even more nounish.
When are we going to have a dog nouner?
Right? We already have a 12-year-old. We have 12-year-old Blueberry as part of Ugly DAO. Maybe we can get a dog. Can we get a dog in on the next round of Ugly DAO? I think that's probably the way. Whose dog wants to be in round 2?
The NFT equivalent of like those cats that inherit things from.
Yeah, I forget. There's definitely like a small southern town somewhere where the dog is definitely a mayor.
The dog is the mayor, yeah.
Yep. I'm down. Let's get a dog nouner. Like someone's gonna have to work on this dog's behalf, but I'm all about it. I'm all about anyone who actually is like involved in nouns in any way. If you are LA based, I would love for you to be involved. But for the most part, I just, would love support to be able to show that like there is something that we could maybe do, and that's like a longer term lasting thing. That's going to sort of really put nouns on the map. Like
we could start by delegating a noun to that collie on TikTok, the one that knows how to talk using buttons.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We could be like, "What do you think of Prop 162? Yes or no?"
Did you see someone has a dog where they made all the buttons say like things like not great words?
Yeah, there's one that has bitch as one of his words, and he uses it in perfect English sentences. It's a little bit funny.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He'll be like, "Give me a treat. Give me a treat. Give me a treat, bitch." Wait a minute. This is not just rote repetition. Anyways.
I could
attention.
Touching those
attention.
Yeah, that one too. They say collies are smarter than 4-year-old humans, but I think they might have went a little low on that. Probably more like 18-year-old humans. Anywho, I think this is a really great prop, Bob. Obviously, I would not have offered to help put it on chain if I did not, and I think it's pretty cool to see what you guys are going to do together, especially because it's really it's really collaborative, and the Stupid Buddy guys are going to be focusing on a lot of big picture and making long form video, and you're obviously going to be focusing with your team on like on the ground impact and small social media video, and the DAO spending a lot of money to do this documentary and be there at this parade, so I think it's cool to like try to extract every bit of juice out of it that we can. So.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And then like we all know that lasting effect. Like look at all the commotion that the Bud Light commercial caused, and like how important we know that those people are to the whole community. And it was like this second, right, of the Noggles being there, and we can really recreate that again too. And the coolest part is it's going to be like on a real normal person's face, maybe the Noggles this time, or like in the hands of like a little kid holding this football. So that's definitely my like big overarching goal. And I'm really excited to see how we can get creative to sort of achieve that.
Very
Thank
cool.
you guys for giving me the time too. I'm always like preaching and doing AUAs and helping people submit props and thinking about props all the time. And so definitely a new experience again that I got to learn from this time in submitting this new on-chain prop. And I will definitely be around to answer any questions, especially in relation to not being able to sort of utilize things such as like the Nouns Discord anymore. And so maybe at the next AUA, I'd love to talk about things that I was and will be doing this time to sort of get the word out there that I do have a prop on chain.
And by the way, this wasn't in the prop, but I fully expect that we're going to do a Noun O'Clock live from the parade somehow, some way. We got to figure that out.
Oh, fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, that definitely has to happen.
100%.
TNS delegates will not vote for you unless you promise here verbally on the air to have Noun O'Clock live.
And Toshi, if you can drop into International Nouns, we've got a whole channel now for on the ground. And if you can drop like some of your good proposals in there, it would really help these international people who are trying to get stuff started up. We would love it.
That would be awesome. I would love to do that.
Thank you. Yay.
All right, Zarg, sounds like your microphone's working good there. I was given some feedback before, but you wanted to talk a little bit about the mint that's going on with the International Nouns. Can you give us the DL on that?
Yeah, baby. So we are minting our contest winners as a part of an experiment, basically, to see if we can get ourselves funded that way. And so Noun 22 was kind enough to give us some startup money, and we have minted a bunch of contest winners, and we're selling those at 0.1 ETH. So they're super affordable, so they're friends, and hopefully that will help artists who are just coming up to be able to afford those. And
so the idea here is you ran a contest, and then all of the user-generated content that came in from that, the winners, you're minting them on a contract so people can actually purchase them and sharing the proceeds.
Yes.
Very cool.
You're really good at that. I need to learn. Yeah. So
no, I'm just making sure everybody knows what's what because I wasn't even 100% sure, but that's really cool.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So 50% goes to the prize pool, 50% goes to team, and 10% residuals go to the nounsquare.eth. And that's how that works. So I've pinned that to this space, and we also have a couple fun Halloween contests going on, including decorating the Discord, and we have got some hilarious and wonderful entries on that one too.
How do people decorate a Discord?
Well, so they're doing emojis and stickers. So we're gonna make it so when you do good morning, you get like a monster back and stuff. And some of them are international, some of them are Halloween. We've asked for both. And so they're coming in through Twitter, but we're already starting to stick them in there in the Discord. So that should be ridiculous and fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you for the update. And it's pinned up top if you want to take a look at what they're doing over at International Nouns. While we have you up here, Zargs, do you want to give us the down low as well on soapboxes? What's coming up over the next couple of days, including Monday?
Yeah, so Saturday we've got Contest Toshi's Food Noun Contest Extravaganza, which is just so much fun that you just have to do it. And then we have the Little Noun Show on Monday at 6:30. And then at...
Wait, you can't just gloss over the Little Noun Show because the Little Nouns have went out and they've caught themselves a whale. They've got Zeneca, not to be confused with Seneca. Crypto Seneca is one of the founders of Nouns, and he's awesome too. But this is Zeneca, who's, I guess you call him an influencer, an NFT influencer in the space. A lot of smart things to say. He's got a Medium with a lot of interesting articles and a Discord as well where he gives a lot of advice. Lots of people know him, and it'll be really cool to have him on their show chatting. And that's on the Soapbox. That's not on 9 o'clock live. That's on the Little Noun Soapbox happening on Monday. What time, Zarks?
6:30.
6:30 p.m. EST. So
who had the nickname first?
What's that, right?
I said, who had their nickname first?
Well, probably Seneca from like Greece, I would say, was probably the first one. I'm going to guess he had it first. He was like, if he was in the comment section of YouTube, he would win.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Zark. Sorry.
Oh, no problem at all. I'm happy to know that. Because, like, you guys know who all these people are, but we don't all know who these people are, so I love it. And then 8 p.m., of course, the Milk and Cookie Show with Prof. Werder and No Dynamo for cookies, POAPs, and contests and baking.
And they're going to be having Kanye West. No, I'm just kidding.
Someday. It'll happen.
All the shows, that would be the most random one for him to just participate in for the first time.
Yeah, baked.
I don't think Kanye West needs to be platformed here. It's okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
Well, that's cool. So that's what's coming up on Soapbox. So enjoy your weekend. Check in with us tomorrow, of course, for 9 o'clock light, which should be around 3 o'clock-ish. Probably not quite, I guess. It'll probably be about 2:55 p.m. EST. So just under 24 hours from now, we'll have a light show again. Anyone can come up on stage, chat about whatever they're thinking about, ask any questions, etc. Very, very low-key and casual. Another light segment on Sunday, and then back to our regular scheduled guests on Monday. And hope you guys have a great weekend.
Cody, I'll give you a quick update on contests. We will be announcing the carving contest winners on Monday.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds good.
Did I miss the POAP?
You didn't. We haven't done it yet, but Ryan's ready.
Do we have some time for me?
Sure. Yeah, sure, Darius. How's things going?
Everything is fine. Thank you for asking. I'm having fun with Web3 community in Armenia. They had a gathering and I'm here. But before that, we have a giveaway with me and Internationals team. If you don't mind, I can pin that up and we can give away someone, a lucky one, an NFT.
All right.
Live on the spaces or after?
Yeah, right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. How are we going to do it? What's
you have to just follow me and follow Internationals, and if you like to make more awareness about what we're doing, just mention some friends and you're in.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, why
Oh.
don't we give people a little bit of time to do this, and then maybe we can do the draw tomorrow on Light. How's that? If you come back,
It's all right. If you think that's better way, yeah, let's do that.
yeah, because people won't have time to retweet it because we're about to wrap up here. So take a look
All
at
right.
his giveaway there, retweet it, and to take a chance to dive in and see what Darius has been working on, and then we'll do a draw tomorrow for his prize. Thanks, Darius.
Thank you very
All right.
much. Bye bye.
Ryan Mack, you ready for the POAP?
Sure thing, man. Just let me know when. POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. A POAP is a digital NFT badge that shows you attend an event, such as today's Noun O'Clock with us. You can go to your phone's marketplace and download the POAP app, or go over to poap.xyz. When you open the POAP app, sorry, you click the Mint button in the bottom right corner. Then you click on the secret word tab. The secret word is Tiny Dinos Are King. All lowercase, all one word.
Completely unbiased, right?
Completely unbiased. I would never say anything like that in public. Someone told me to put that, so yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Perfect.
Tiny Dinos Are King. Worked for me. I got my POAP. I love
the Tiny Dinos witch hat. Just gotta say it again.
Yeah, I got my meat cleaver. I love it.
What was the last word? Tiny dinos are what?
King.
Ah, that makes more sense. Thank you.
K-E-E-N.
They are king.
No, K-I-N-G.
King. K-E-E-N-G.
Bing. B-I-N-G. If you search on Bing, you can find today's POAP. Britt, I want to thank you for coming on today to talk about your art. And sorry for misgendering you earlier. My bad. Can't wait to hear more about what you're working on. Anything you want to share with us in closing about where people can follow you or how they can keep track of what you're working on?
Yeah, sure. You can follow me on Twitter. It's the best place. The username, the handle is Sax Indigo, and it's a weird handle. It's from Oliver Sacks, who basically took a bunch of psychotropic drugs and saw this indigo color that he had never experienced before and could never see again in his life.
I never heard of that. I never heard of that before. So the idea is that. Go ahead.
No, you.
No, I'm always curious to hear stories like that, because that means he's seeing colors that essentially our cones can't even see. He just imagined it, right?
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Like when Lisa Simpson drank that squishy and she said she could see through time.
Yeah, sort of like that. Exactly like that.
Yeah, the colors of time. And I just joined the Discord. It's on another username of mine, OK Planet. I'm going to change it to Britt Kim so everyone can identify me, and I will just keep everyone updated there. Thanks for having me. This was really fun.
Awesome.
And I love the POAP.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will see you back here tomorrow for our light version, and then you better be ready for Contest Toshi as well in the evening. We'll see you then. Have a great Friday night. You might even try. You might even try unplugging. I'm gonna try that maybe tonight. We'll see. I've heard some buzz.
Don't do it.
No. Why, my battery might run out? I'm not.
We need you always plugged in. Sorry.
Thanks for your plug, Josh. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. What should I play us out with? What's our
Frosty the Snowman? Right? No.
Do it. Sing it live.
She's as cold as ice.
What's this?
She won't.
Okay.
I never see you anymore. Come out the door.
I apologize if you have children under 5. I really do.
We used to be best buddies.
Oh, I missed this movie. I should watch it again.
Sam, we used to be best buddies, and now we're not.
I know.
Oh,
because you kept shocking my family till they died.
My bad. It was just an experiment,
It's all
bro.
in the name of science.
That's the original. It was just a prank, bro. It was just an experiment, bro.
We just wanted to see what would happen. You know, science.
You said you wanted to donate your body to science. I just did a little bit.
I just didn't know I was supposed to wait.
I am science. I am science. Okay, that was silly.
I'm out the door. It's like you've got.
Apparently, this is like a looping version of "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?"
Oh, fantastic!
And y'all go.